Welcome to the House of Hoosier podcast. I'm your host, AJ Guyton, man. I'm here with a very special guest, Gatorade Player of the Year, all Big Ten performer, former Indiana alum, Troy Williams. What's going on, Troy?
Nothing much, man. Just happy to be here.
Yeah, tell the people where you at, man. What is and how that process is going so far.
I'm in Taiwan. I think it's pronounced Taipei, or I think it's pronounced Taipei, but I'm in Taiwan. Right now, I think it was like a 13-hour flight from the States over to here. I'm on day 12 now. Day 12 now of quarantine. We got 2 more days and then I'm out of here.
Okay, awesome, man. How you enjoying the European / international part of your career? How you been enjoying it so far?
I've been liking it a lot, because being from the States, a lot of people don't get on this side of the world or see this people or interact with these people or connect and all. And just through the process, it's been like a great one. Like just seeing all new different types of things, food, styles, fashion, just a lot of stuff.
Right. Awesome, man. It changes you, man. It rounds you out. It opens your mind up, man. So you'll come back, obviously a different person. Obviously, I spent about 8-9 years overseas, so I can relate to what you're going through, man. We'll get to talking about that, but it's been 5 years, man. I think since you last left the campus, getting your elder statesman now, man. So I want to bring the people back in. There's a whole class of people who don't know Troy Williams, so I want to reintroduce you so you can stay locked in, man. So start from the beginning, man. Hometown. How did it shape you, man? How did your hometown shape you?
Hampton, Virginia. Man, it's where my family. I would say it's my family city. My uncle's Boo Williams, my mom's brother. So, he's been my father figure since growing up. I played on the AAU team, been through the program and all. He just played a big part of my role, big part of in my life actually. And another thing, side note, he's having his own documentary being made. I just did my interview for that before coming out here, so that's another thing to be looking forward to. But coming from Virginia, not Hampton, Virginia, not too big of a city. Everything probably about 15 minutes away from each other. And we're real close, we're real tight. Within the city, you got your competition, your challenges and all. But when we leave the city, we all support each other. It's a whole bunch of athletes out there in the world. We still keep in touch to this day. You got Dorian Finney-Smith playing with the Dallas Mavericks. You got a lot of people. We got Johnson playing with the Spurs. So we got a whole bunch of people from our state, but coming from Virginia and going to Indiana was different.
Yeah, definitely. I can imagine.
I was struggling on the Virginia accent. So as soon as I start talking, people are like, man, you're not from here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
Right.
That accent was, but it was a great time at IU, man. I tell a lot of people I grew up there. I matured there. The help of Coach Crean on and off the court, especially off the court, he's helped me a lot, but yeah, Indiana shaped me. I still have a lot of love for Indiana. When I can, I go back and still visit. One of my favorite spots is still ZNC, so I still eat the stir fry there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love Indiana for real.
Absolutely. Hey, you talk about your uncle Boo Williams, and people probably don't, who aren't in the AAU scene and don't understand the high school side. The youth side of things. Tell them what Boo Williams does in Virginia and how and what makes him famous or more important enough to do a documentary on him. Who is Boo Williams?
Man, Boo Williams. I would say that man is like the face of grassroots basketball. I want to say that. It's endless how many people either heard of him or know him, and he's just like almost like a philosopher, man. He's like a walking legend, almost in where we're from in Hampton, Virginia, and just so many people been through him. You got Allen Iverson. It's endless amount of people. And then not even that, it's also on the girls' side too. He has a lot of pros that went through him, when it's on the girls' side, it's in the WNBA. It's amazing, But he's just, like I said, he's a walking legend. A lot of people he don't talk much, but he's like the funniest person if you get to know him. When you open up to the funniest person, but the head of grassroots basketball, he's touched and connected with so many people in their lives and more through this game, and his knowledge is just endless when it comes to this.
Absolutely. And he's more like, is he a legal guardian? He's somebody, or is that,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay. And you come from and him, your aunt, you come from a sports family, man. What was it like being a little Troy and being able to go to all those events and see Boo doing his thing in grassroots, see your auntie doing her thing, and then how did that impact you and make you want to become, a basketball player?
So this is the thing I tell a lot of people is growing up, I almost didn't even like basketball at first. Like
right,
I wasn't even vibing with ball at first. But I mean, I say like that 8th grade summer, I just hit puberty. I reached like 6 foot in 8th grade. Then I got to high school. By the time I was 10th grade, I got to 6'5". I started getting tall. I got lean, I got fast, and then I tell everybody it's a God-given gift the way I could jump because I never worked the way I jumped. So like it's just God-given, but they never really forced me to do anything. If anything, they wanted me to stay on in line and stay in my lane on things and just focus on what I want to do. They never like put a ball in my hand and just force me to go with it. Like, I mean, I played baseball growing up, football growing up, didn't like neither until I got older. And then I wanted to play football, but then I was too invested in the basketball because by the time 10th grade came, that's when I did my first peace jam with my uncle. So I think that was with Kendall Marshall, Travis McKee, Andre Dawkins. I mean, like that whole team and squad. I mean, I was playing against Michael Kidd Gilchrist and Austin Rivers and everybody else. So like I had like that summer from 9th grade to 10th grade, I had a breakout year. So I think I went to number 6 on ESPN in the nation and then number 1 in Virginia. So right then and there, my uncle was like, nah, like you got to do ball. Like we gonna focus. So like, I mean, it was cool though. Like as I'm older now, I realized in the moment, I didn't realize like, man, my uncle is this person or my aunt Terry is that person. It was to me, probably not. But when I got older,
definitely,
they really touched a lot of lives.
Now you see you got older and saw the impact. Like, oh, my aunt and uncle was special as they call it. You know what I'm saying? You talked a little bit about the competition, but you played in high school. At what moment did you feel like, okay, I'm a little bit different than the rest? I can, you know what I'm saying? I got 40 and 10 tonight, or I dunked on, somebody. Like what was that moment you was like, all right, I'm different?
I would say my 11th grade year. Because at first my uncle wanted me to go to Oak Hill my 11th grade year. But my family now, I think they talked about that one behind my back, but they knew I wasn't going to go. Yeah. And then by the time 11th grade year came, like I had, let me see, like the team, I was playing for Phoebus High School. So we was doing national televised events because of me. I got Roy Williams coming into this gym, into the school, walking around with me. I got all these coaches that's coming in and more I got people coming to the games and all this, scouts and all coming to the games. I'm getting scholarships, questionnaires, everything else in the mail. And that's when I was like, man, like this stuff is really starting to change. But like I said before, I didn't want to go kill at first. So I still went to Oak Hill year. And that was thanks to her cousin, who's like my older sister. And we talked one morning and like she got me to sign that paper to go to Oak Hill. And when I got to Oak Hill, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm actually glad that I did come here. I met new friends. I got new competition. I got better because I didn't understand at first, like my uncle and aunt did, like the competition that I'm getting ready to play for on the next level where I was at first, not preparing me for that. So my decision to go to Oak Hill, that's what affected that.
Awesome. That's an awesome story, man. So you get to Oak Hill, man. Obviously, once you get on that stage, your attention, your recruitment started to get just crazy. So you being from Virginia, man, I know you had a nice list of schools that you was really considering before we get to the Indiana piece. What in your mind, I mean, as you got better in basketball, where did you want to go initially? And did that coach actually even call you? What was that whole process of being recruited like?
To be honest with you, like I said, growing up, I was into basketball like my family was. So me personally, I tell everybody, it's like, I didn't have a favorite college. I didn't have a favorite NBA team. I was like, I liked a couple players. Like growing up, I was a big Tracy McGrady fan. And then as I got like to high school, that's when I started hearing about Kevin Durant at Texas, or Kevin Durant at Montrose Christian, Kevin Durant at Texas, Kevin Durant at Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah. And he became my favorite player off of that. So what a lot of people also don't know is my sophomore year, when I got all these not accolades, I got all this attention. That I had came down to North Carolina and I came down to Kentucky, and I was going to choose one of those two schools. I slacked off that summer from that 10th grade to that 11th grade year. I slacked off and I kind of fell off.
Right.
So then those two schools kind of backed up. So then that's my eyes even more like, you know what? I'm about to get back in the gym because like I'm messing up. I gotta focus back up. So boom, focus back up. I opened up my list again. That summer, that last summer of 17 and under, I balled out during Peach Jam. I think I was averaging almost 20 a game that time. So I was hitting threes, dunks, all that. Like I just so then I started getting all these schools and more back in my list. So then that's why I came down to Louisville and I came down to Indiana. And what changed and what helped me with that decision was literally Coach Crean, because when I got to talk to players, it was as a walk-on or a freshman, everybody gets the same respect. As a freshman or as a walk-on or a scholarship player, same respect. As a freshman or player, same respect. So if I come this freshman and I do my thing in practice, you mean to tell me you're gonna give me my respect and let me start?
Right. Yeah.
Come in and see what I'm gonna come in and do what I do and then go from there. And that's what happened. Everything takes off from there.
Awesome, man. Well, did you know much about Indiana when they reached out? Who reached out first of all, and then what did you know about Indiana prior to making that decision?
I knew nothing. The only thing I knew was Christian Walker's big shot. That's the only shot I knew, literally. And I was watching my Uncle Boo on ESPN, and we was watching it and seeing the shot, and it was crazy. So the person who helped recruited me was Kenny Johnson, and Kenny Johnson is from DC. So of course he used to work takeover and all. So my uncle and him used to always play against each other more. And my uncle being who he is, that's how we all got connected. And then that's how we got East Coast players to Indiana as well.
What was your initial thoughts about who would become your head coach, Tom Crean, when you first talked to him and you started to really build that relationship? What were you thinking initially? And then was it consistent to how your career ended?
We actually butted heads at first, but I came in like I said, I came in from Indiana. My accent, I was blunt. If I didn't want to do something, if I felt, not even if I didn't want to do something, if I felt like I was cheated in any type of way, even Coach Crean could tell you in practice, I'm hollering, I'm yelling, I'm mad. I'm like, y'all cheating me. I don't want to do this no more. But it helped me. I had to realize like he's setting me up in certain situations that in game time that it can happen in a game where I gotta think and I gotta know how to go about it, blow a fuse, and then that's it.
Right.
So going through that helped me. But that allowed me, just in practice when we have people coming in, we got all these big name people, scouts, artists, that and more. How we talk to people, how we give people eye contact, how we shake their hand when they talk, we looking in their eyes to let them know that we're listening and all that and more. That was off the court, but on the court, it was he'll pull me to the side because my thing was. I played super fast, but my mind wouldn't keep up.
Yeah.
So slow down. It was either slow down my playing or slow down my thinking. And at the time, it was like I don't want to slow down my playing because playing fast is what's working for me. So I put my mind up to my speed or to my body, and he helped me. Like growing up, it was just like before I got the Oak Hill, I'll put my head down, run, go dunk, points. That easy. I got the Oak Hill. I can't just do that. I got to develop a jump shot. I'm at Indiana, Big Ten school, D1. I can't do neither one. I need a move. I need to like, if I get stopped one way, I got to know how to get right back the another way. So like he helped me out of that. Like even the how I can finish and lay up around the rim and then touch. Like he made it so like in practice, I couldn't dunk. Like he'll tell me the whole thing, you can't dunk. You gotta lay it up. If you dunk, it don't count. And he'll say to everybody, if Troy gets a dunk. Don't count the. Of course, I don't like being cheated, so we used to butt about that. But I realized, like, man, it's a lot of times that I'm finishing and all, and I know that it came from him.
Yeah, that's dope. And so you just basically butted heads on just the approach to you developing your game is what made you wanted to speed up, go faster. You wanted to just dunk on everybody all the time. But he knew in order for you to make it to the next level, you're going to have to be able to score at 3 levels and you're going to have a jump shot. So that, okay. I'm following you. How did your family feel about your decision to go? Sound like you was close to her, to them. So how did they feel about your decision to go so far away from home?
The only person who really was like, about it was my mother. I mean, at the
Oh,
same time, I'm the only son. Like she like
yeah.
loves the crowd. Like, it was like not even me going to Oak Hill, which is in Virginia. On that ride home, my cousin was telling me that everybody was crying, except for my uncle. Everybody was tearing. I was going to Oak Hill, living by myself, and this new experience and more. But
Mhm.
to me, it was like I'm an only child, so I'm cool being by myself. But it was still like, yo, this is the first time living on my own. Now, me going to Indiana
Mhm.
was like, it was like she wanted to move to Indiana, and I was like, nah, I don't want you near me. I was
Oh
like, I
yeah,
don't want you near
definitely.
me. Like, I don't want to do none of that. But like it was cool though. Like once that after that first year, and they seen that first game, and I just it just took off from there. They was like, all right, like he's in good hands. And like I said, like I still to this day talk to Coach Crean like that. I tell everybody he's like a father figure to me for sure. He's another one. And I have so much respect for him, and I know that like if I ever need help with anything or just trying to figure out something, I know that's somebody that I can call.
Awesome, man. Let me tell you guys a little bit about our partners over at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. If you haven't signed up with Bet Rivers yet, now is the time because they're offering a $250 match bonus for our first deposit. But what sets them apart is that they require just one play to turn your money into cash money. With their new Rush Pay instant approval, withdrawing your winnings is safer, more secure, and more reliable. With football season kicking off, get in on the action by going to betrivers.com today or by downloading the BetRivers iOS app. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, good story. Once again, we with Troy Williams on the House of Hoosier podcast. I got a segment called Hoosier 10 that I'm gonna do with you, and 10 questions that only you can answer, man. Former Hoosier. So number one is, what dorm or apartment did you stay in on campus?
Briscoe.
Briscoe. Okay, I was Disco Briscoe. I was ninth floor, but we ain't. Did y'all have air? Y'all got air
I
now?
was 8th floor too.
Eighth floor. Yep, I was ninth floor. All right. Who was your roommates during your 4-year stay? I mean, your 3-year stay. Sorry.
Who was my roommate? So my freshman year, I had Luke. I had Luke before he transferred, and then Devin Davis came in my room, and then we shared that connecting room with Noah Vonleh.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Favorite restaurant to eat in during your time?
I always say Chipotle, but besides, I don't want to be
Okay.
biased and say Chipotle, but I love ZNC restaurant as well.
Okay. Z&C, right? That's the first time I heard that one on here.
Man, that's some of the best stir fry ever, and you
Yeah.
got to get it with the spicy mayo on it too.
Okay.
Fire!
I love that.
Got to get it down.
Last time you been to Bloomington?
I want to say, man, probably about 2 years from now, probably 2 years ago.
Okay. All right. What was the what player gave you the hardest time individually in the Big Ten?
It's a couple people. Me
Mhm.
matching up with Sam Decker and
Sam
Wisconsin.
Becker.
And
Yeah.
also another guy from Wisconsin was Nigel Hayes.
Yeah.
Michigan State Dawson, Brandon Dawson. That was another tough one. My freshman year, Ohio State. I can't remember his last name, but his first name was Sam. Super athletic. He was just if not
Really?
more athletic as me. And then it was the first time I was playing against somebody like that. So like
Wow.
I can off the top of my head, I can remember those guys for sure.
Cool. Hey, that's a good group of guys. What individual game that you had stands out to you the most?
Who's in which individual game?
Yeah.
Stauskas from Michigan when I first got to Indiana. His game was nice to me. His game
Uh-huh.
really.
Okay. No, I'm saying which one of your individual games where you got off stands out the most to you?
When I got the against Purdue, 1,000 point definitely. When I got my 1,000 foot at Indiana, I got the dunk on the 7-footer and everything. And just before the game, I was telling. And I think some of my players remember. I was telling my players and my strength and conditioning coach, Coach L. I said, man, I'm getting me a dunk on him. I said, if I get the chance, I'm gonna go for it. And then it came in, and I just like, yeah, this is it. I want it straight off the baseline, just dunk. I was like, I needed that. Crowd went crazy, everything.
What was that big fella name? The big footer, the Haas. Was it Haas?
Haas, yes.
Okay, Isaac Haas, I think his name was, or something like that. Yeah, I remember that. How many? What in-game dunk throughout your career was your most memorable though?
There's so many of them. I say most memorable. I'll say my freshman year at Indiana, and we're playing at Syracuse, and that was my first top 10 dunk off the tip dunk. That was my first. Dunk.
Okay, well, I'm looking that up at Syracuse freshman year. How many times did you win at Purdue?
None. I don't think I got it. I think I only, to be honest, I think I only beat Purdue once, and that was that home game of that 1,000 point, literally.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. What's your most memorable? What most memorable Tom Crean moment comes to mind? I love when they laugh first, because I know it's crazy when you laugh first.
Is that I got two. All right, the first one I would say when I first got to Indiana, and I had my first individual, and he came up to me, and he seen me taking off my shoes, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I only played in Nikes. I ain't never played in Adidas before." Like Adidas shoes.
Hey, it's a big difference too. Yeah, it's a big difference.
And he used to be a Nike guy, so he understood. And then another moment. This moment's bad, but we was in practice, and you know those times where like you in practice, but coach keeps stopping the scrimmage, or he keeps stopping.
Yeah, I hate that.
So as soon as we get to start, he stopped it. It happened like 2-3 times back to back to back. So then the last time I'm walking to the corner and I see Kenny Johnson. So I walk to the corner and I like kind of let out a huge sigh. Like I let out a huge just sigh.
Right, yeah.
What's wrong, Troy? And I said, there's nothing wrong. And he said, no, just go ahead and talk to me. What's wrong? I said, man, I just want to play. And then the whole gym just went quiet. He went quiet, and it was just quiet for like 5-6 minutes. Really? And then everybody's looking around like, yo, what's about to happen? Like either he about to say baseline, we about to be in trouble, something about to happen. And he was just like, you know, that's the end of practice. We're just gonna go home. So I'm thinking like, oh man, but then we came back for practice and finished it off. So I was like, man, I don't think nobody ever gonna forget on that team.
Right. I know y'all was worried, boy. Hey, and the final question, man, since you've been gone, who's your 5 favorite players to watch since you've left?
Since I left at Indiana?
Been gone that long, I know, but who's been fun to watch at Indiana since you left?
Since I left, well, right now I can say for this year's team, I like the Tracy dude, the big man for them right now. I always rooted for my guy Robert Johnson because I remember right after me, James Blackman. When my guy Jawan Morgan was still there, he was doing his thing. And then I can't forget my other guys, OG and I know it's 6, but OG and Thomas. My guys. Those are my guys. Those are my when I was getting ready to leave, they came in as freshmen, and those were my guys.
Enjoy watching them play, man. Me too. And that ends that segment, man. So I want to go into your Indiana career, man. You spent 3 years in Indiana, man. And statistically, your best year was your sophomore year. What was different about that sophomore season? Were you more comfortable? What made that season? Was your preparation better coming from your freshman year, more focused? What made that season one of your better years statistically?
I didn't even know that it was one of my better years. I didn't even know that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was definitely just coming in comfortable. Like after having, and then like my freshman year, I was a starter. So especially getting experience and everything else, and going into my sophomore year, I was like, man, I got the hang of this. It's my guy Yogi Lash. It wasn't his last year, no, because my sophomore year was a junior, so it wasn't his last year. But it was so many seniors I connected with that I was like, man, like I want to do something. I want to get somewhere. And I'm so comfortable, and I knew my game. I knew how I fit with inside the team. I knew where I scored it. I knew where I defended. I knew just my role and everything. And it was just a different type of hunger. And then at the same time, the guys that I came into college with, but my class of that 2013, we had like Andrew, Aaron Gordon, Jabari Parker. We had a amount of people that's like names in the NBA right now. Right. Yeah. So guys coming in, they're going one and done. They're coming in, they're getting numbers. They're doing all this, that, and more. I'm like, man, I can play with these guys. Like I can. I was used to be one of these known type guys just like them. So me, I'm like, man, I'm about to just come out and ball. Like I just want to ball. Like I want to get out there and just be hungry out there. And that's how I'm about it.
Did you ever, I know with that being said, with those guys and them being one and done, did you ever feel like you should have been one and done? Or did you ever feel like, hey man, I might need to get out of here or feel like leaving because you didn't feel like maybe you were given the opportunity to do what those guys were doing? Did it ever cross your mind?
Nah, never. To me, it was just, I can play with these guys. I can be just as known as these guys. I can put up numbers just like these guys. That was my thing. I can get as much attention, the acknowledgement, everything else, and I can also bring this to the team as well and help the team out as well. So to me, that's just all it was. Like, and that was just my mindset for it.
Okay. Crean has a penchant for, developing talent, man. Dwayne Wade, Oladipo, OG, Yogi, Cody, all these basketball players. What was his strengths in player development that made him develop talent so quickly, like yourself?
He can see your potential and what you can do, and know that he can build off of that into the player that you can be because he's done it before and done it plenty of times. Because I tell everybody, he saw how I'm playing now. He saw that before I did, and if I saw it in Indiana, who knows where I would even be at right now? Because I never realized it, and I didn't realize it until I want to say my first summer league when I'm playing for the Phoenix Suns, and I'm like, I'm really putting up numbers. I'm hitting threes. I'm putting up numbers. I'm getting recognition. I'm doing all this. I'm making dribble moves. I'm making passes. I'm starting to see stuff before it even happens, and I'm just like, man, like I wouldn't be able to see all this or do all this without his help.
Right. That's awesome. So he basically foreshadowed your ability. He could see what kind of player that you were going to be before you even knew it and even understood. And then he went through that process by doing it by integrating you into a team and a system so that you were able to do it within the system and not have to, you just continue to be selfish, basically. He built it into the team. So I was always curious about that because he seemed to be a very, very good at developing talent, man. Talk a little bit about was you on the 2016 Big Ten championship team?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Talk about that team and what made that team special enough to be able to win a Big Ten title that year.
We were so close. Like that was junior year. We were so close. Like the chemistry of that team, everybody got along. It wasn't like cliques within inside the team.
Right.
Everybody
got a lot.
along, like everybody. Even to this day, we got a group together. Like we're still close. Like we still. It's a man who came in named Dave Anderson. That same team still goes to his place in the summertime in LA, and we all just be chilling, like just kicking it, catching. Everybody, like I got kids. Everybody's got kids. You got people getting married. You got people doing their own business stuff. You like all this, that, and more. But that team was just so close. Like even outside of the locker room, everybody hang out together. Like my mom came in for a holiday one time. My family came in. She cooked for the whole team, and me, Yogi, and Kyle in the apartment. Like she cooked, even had brought everybody over, and I'm pretty sure she still even got the pictures, maybe. But like we were so close, man. Like we just knew each other. Like if Yogi drives to the rim, he already know that I'm back door. Right. If I door, Thomas already knows just to move out the way and find another spot. Yeah. If I ain't got the door, OG start to learn the game and start to go, all right, I can score at the back door of my athleticism and more. He got the 3-point ball and also like it was so much, like we were just so together.
Yeah. At what point? Was there a point, just like we talked about you individually, is there a point in that season where you was like, oh, this team is special? Like, was there a road game? Was there something that happened, a big win in that particular season where you knew like, okay, we got a chance to go all the way this year?
I want to say it was, I don't know if we were in Maui or we was in March Madness. Or matter of fact, I want to say we probably did it both times. But Maui came first before March Madness. And we had lost the game. I want to say we lost the game and we probably should have won. Right. And we just all came together. We had a meeting, no coaches, straight players. Just we got one of the managers to set up a room for us at the hotel, and we was like, man, players meeting at this time, no coaches, like just open up the room for us. And man, we just put it all out there. Like not even to say that we criticized each other, but we kept it real with each other.
Right,
and when we kept it real, nobody took it to heart, anything of that sort, because we all knew we want what's all best for us. And I want to say in there, it was like that moment, like really, like it was just a turnaround for us. Like we won the next game, of course, but throughout that year, we just knew like the chemistry picked up. Everybody knew about each other. Everybody could open up and everything else. Like it was. I could say definitely during that moment. And then another was right before Kentucky. Now, that March Madness, like I said before, Kentucky and Carolina were two schools that backed up off me. So for me personally, I really wanted that game. Like it was the second round of the March Madness. This round of 32. I'm telling the team, like, man, even Coach Crean over time with like Coach Crean even in the film session, like he was talking to me about it in the morning. I was like, man, you already know how I feel. Like I want this game. Like I for sure want this game. So we went out. We won that, and then we had to play North Carolina next, and of course that's another team. So I'm like, man, I won this, but we ended up coming up short to them, and that was my last game for them.
Right, man. That's a heck of a story, man. So you talked about your relationship with Tom Crean. How did you feel when shortly after you left, he was let go? Did you see that coming? Did you think he got an unfair deal, or what did you think about that whole situation of him being let go?
I say that I was shocked, definitely. I mean, like I said, the players he brought in, the history, everything else, but it's how the business goes at the end of the day. And look at it now is, I mean, look, you got the Georgia, and he just had the number 1 pick in the draft. He's making noise over there. The team, the fans and the supporters all over there love him and more. So like one door closes, another one opens. Just how I look.
No doubt. You decided to leave after your junior year, man. What went into that decision?
A lot of people don't know this, but after my sophomore year, I had a sit down with Coach Crean, my Uncle Boo, John Lucas, the senior, because a lot of people don't know that me and John Lucas and our family are like really close. Like those 3 people right there are my father figures. Like I look up to them about everything. So those people all came, and then my Aunt Terry as well. So we all just on the phone and just talked about it, because I wanted to leave after my sophomore year. But that was the same time that was like, all right, you can put your name out there, but as soon as you sign an agent, that's when it's legit. There's no more going back to college after that. Testing the waters, that's what it's called. So I tested the waters and all. I got to hear a couple things, hear a couple interests and all this, that, and more. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to come back for 1 more year. And I know for a fact after this year, I'm leaving. And that's how we had went about it.
Now, looking back on that decision, what do you think about that decision? Looking back on it,
during the season of my junior year, I was like, man, draft was weak. I should have went in. I should have put my name on this board. But when I think about it now, I'm glad that I did, because I mean, just the experiences and more of college, the accolades, the March Madness, the team, the everything else, like I would have missed out on all of that. And even getting my 1,000 points and being a part of Indiana's history and everything, I would have missed out on all of that. And that's when I look back and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm actually glad I did stay another year.
Absolutely, man. And then you go into the draft, go undrafted, man. And as you try to improve your draft, what would take people into the moments where you're sitting watching the draft and you watching all these dudes that you cooked go before you, and what was that thought process on draft day?
Another thing people don't know is that those last 10 to 15 picks of that draft, I had the chance of getting my name called, because my agent called me and was like, this team wants to know if you want to get picked up by them. So me personally, I'm thinking, well, yeah, anybody will. But when my agent talked, he was just like, you can sit here, watch your name get called, get signed to this team, but you won't play for this team. You're gonna get stuck under this team's rights and all. This team's gonna have your rights and everything, and you're gonna be on a G League team. Now, you can't work your way up to that, but that's what they're gonna do. Or you can go undrafted, go play summer league with a team, and be able to get picked up by anybody.
Got you. Okay.
I'm gonna take the gamble on myself.
Right. Yeah.
So
definitely.
went undrafted, got the call from Houston and Phoenix, but ended up going to Phoenix. I went to Phoenix for less money. I think I even went for free, no money to play with.
Right. Uh-huh.
Got to the summer league, balled out.
Mhm.
Just balled out. Got a whole bunch of interest. I got a contract offer, not even like a guaranteed contract, but like non-guaranteed and or a training camp invite. Like I got a training camp invite for go to the Golden State Warriors at this time for $300K.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
But it's all about opportunity to play and the right fit. They just signed Durant. They got Klay Thompson. They had all these people on their team. I'm not finna go over there. That wouldn't be smart.
Mm-hmm.
I had Phoenix lowballed me, so I was like, I'm not going to Phoenix. I had a couple more interests I can't remember, but I ended up picking the Memphis one. And this was an older team. So when I got there, you got Zebo, Tony Allen, Marcus, Mike Conley, Chandler Parsons, like you got all, and then the freshman was Deontay Davis, or not freshman, with Deontay Davis coming in the second round. You got Wade Baldwin, who I think was a lottery pick. All these people. So I'm thinking like, okay, cool. When I get there, or they told me it was 14 roster spots taken, one is open. When I got there, that's when I found out that it was a 15 player they already had. And he was an Oak Hill alum. So when I got cool. So when I got there, they're like, my agent's like, all right, well, just ball out, like just ball out. So bet that's all you got to tell me. I'm in control of the balling part, so that's what I'm gonna do. And practices preseason come. I get the first game, boom. I score like I don't know how much. I score like probably somewhere in between 10 15 points. Okay, that's pretty good. Next game, because you get 5 preseason games, and each game, this is me getting a chance to prove myself.
Right. Yep.
So by the time the last game came, I had already proven myself. So by this point, the team, even the vets and everybody's like, bro, you got the spot. Like, I already know that somebody's going to get cut. You're going to get their spot, all this, that, and more. Like, just stay chill. Because the coach, it was Fizdale's first year. Okay. He didn't let him play because the team was still evaluating other people. But the last couple minutes of the game, that's when I went in, and I didn't miss. I went 10 points straight. Not even straight. I went 10 points, got a block, got the assist, everything else. Didn't miss. That's when it got solidified. Like, all right, we're signing this person, and that's what they ended up doing. Okay, so that's how the process it went for me.
How many years did you play in Memphis?
Just a half a year. I went from Memphis, and then I went from Memphis to Houston, and then Houston, where I got my first real NBA guaranteed contract.
Okay, got you. How many years total did you play in the NBA?
I did 3 years. I did 3 years. Yeah.
Cool. And so knowing everything you know now, because sounds like you got reintroduced to the business really fast. Like, you know, it took me to my second year to really understand. In my first year to understand what the business of basketball. They would always talk about the business. I didn't know what they were talking about, because up to that point, we always played for the love. You know what I mean? It was just like, I just want to hoop. I ain't even don't care about none of that. I just want to hoop. And I think I'm one of the best. I should be able to hoop. And so knowing everything you know now, and you see the process that the kids have now, the opportunity that they have now for going eligibility, a lot of them are doing it earlier now. What would be your advice to these kids on how to approach the NBA process when it comes to trying to get in the NBA? Whether you're a prospect or you're not a prospect, what should they be thinking about in terms of trying to make it in the NBA?
The experience that you get, for one, when you get there, but also enjoy it before you get there. Because I'm telling you, like you said, that first year, it was like, okay, like the draft situation and all that, I didn't even still see how the business was. Now, when I got signed to the team, and then I started seeing that, all right, it's one person that's not coming in the gym that I usually see coming in the gym. Find out I took his spot.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That was different for me. And then at the same time, it's another part in the league is I seen people come in for 10 days, don't even finish the 10-day. I seen people get traded without knowing. I mean, even I got a close friend in the league, and I got a couple close friends in the league, and I'm just like, there's been times where it's like, you could be sitting down, like how me and you talking, we could be sitting down just chilling, and you get a buzz on your phone, and you just got traded.
Right. It's like, dang.
Nobody said anything. You just find out you got traded through social media, which is one of the craziest things in the world, because they can also be in your face like, oh, we love, like, not we love you, but we like your game.
Uh-huh.
They can talk to you about a whole game plan for the next game. You go home that same evening, you go on to your phone, boom, you got traded, or you got something of the sort.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like they backdoor you sometimes, but at the same time, you gotta know it's a business. So like I would say, I loved every experience I had growing up, even going to college. Like I loved the experience of college. I feel like college helped me out so much. And if I didn't get that full experience in college, I wouldn't be as mature. I wouldn't be mature enough for what was about to come.
Right. Yeah. Man, it's exactly for me what you just said. It was like, I cringe because I can't imagine being a 17, 18-year-old and not getting the opportunity to experience college the way that I experienced, whether it be for 3 years or 4 years. I went for 4 years, and to this day, it was the best time of my life. Played in the league, I played overseas, I've been around everybody, all the famous people, all that stuff. But if I could rewind it back to a time period, it would be college. And so I know that these kids don't get a chance to go back. So I'll be wondering, like, okay, how do people who've had experience and left early with hardship, what do you think now? I was like, should I have stayed 4 years? I looked at it like, okay, I wasn't going to be, I wasn't projected to be a lottery pick. So I'm like, fuck it. I mean, if I'm not going to be a first round pick, then I might as well just stay. I'm going to always be a second round pick or undrafted pick. So that's how I looked at it. And I always wonder, like, why these kids do not, and I'm an old head, so they be looking at it like old heads hate, but I'm not, I just understood that, being able to create the relationships that you created with your teammates, being the opportunity to play at Michigan State, at Purdue. People don't understand what that feels like. You can watch it on TV and you looking like, man, but being in it and hearing that crowd and beating them in there or winning them, y'all went to the Sweet 16, like missing out on all those memories just to chase something that will cut you in a minute. They'll call you, you bought a house, you bought a home, you got a family, and then they'll trade you in 2 months. Now you got to find out what you're going to do with this house. You got to take your babies out of school, your girl or whoever, your people that moved there with you. So, man, that's what I always wondered, like, how people are just giving up on this college opportunity.
And I would say that it does a lot with, because you got to understand, like, me being, so when I came in, or not when I came in high school, I'm getting, like I said, I was number 6 in the nation, number 1 in Virginia. So kids in that nature, they're getting these opportunities to where you can make a lot of money in just high school. And you got, and that decision alone makes the difference. Right. To where I can take care of my family. I can buy, and it sucks, but social media runs a lot of today's world, kids and all that. So you mean to tell me I can buy jewelry, I can buy this car, I can have this PlayStation, Xbox, I can have these shoes, I can have everything that these other people got that I see. So I mean, yeah, like they're gonna go for that and take it. But for me personally, growing up, I would say like I said, I just love the game. Like even when I say that, like a lot of times in this conversation, I keep saying, man, I just want to ball. Like I wanted to play. In my heart, I wanted to play, but that was just the love of the game. And it's the love of the game is different.
Definitely.
So like I said before, like I when it comes to even old teammates, my people that ask me all this down the line, like what do you pay? Like, how do you spend your money? How do you spend your days and everything else? And I try to tell people, literally, you can have literally, you got 24 hours in a day. And after the 20, so let's say you got as a rookie, you got practice. Like my rookie year, I was on an older team. So practices for a lot lighter. So I got to come in before practice, get a good sweat in. About 30 to 40 minutes before practice, I'm on the court, get a good sweat in. Practice with the team. Don't be the first one to leave out the gym as a freshman. So coming in, as a rookie, you want to stay after practice. Now you just want to, like, for me, I sit and connect. Like I had Zebo, Tony Allen, all these people. Like Kobe Bryant said, Tony Allen was one of the best defenders. Okay, cool. I'm coming on this team, not to score. I got to defend.
Right, yeah.
I'm about to grab these rebounds, pass on the ball. Zebo want to get working, whatever he want to get shots. I'm going to get these rebounds, pass the ball, Chandler Parsons, Michael Conley, Marcus All. Like, I'm about to do all these certain things. And, like, it takes up about 4, maybe 5 hours because you're gonna get treatment. I wouldn't even say 5. Let's say 4 hours out of your day.
Okay.
That's only 4 hours out of 20 hours. What else? You're gonna sleep 6 to 8 hours.
Exactly,
so that's 10.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do for the other 14 hours?
Right.
And it's like that's where that experience comes from for me, because it's like on college, you was always busy. You got school, you got ball. If you ain't got ball, you go hang out with your friends. If you can't do that, you go right back to ball, you go right back to school.
Yeah.
You always have something to do. But at the same time, those experiences are more I love, because it was me being around my friends and all this, that, and more. And I get to hear this experience, and like every day playing with like true friends that just know that we all love the game of ball. It isn't like, man, I got to think in the back of my head, like, yo, I play the same position as this guy. Do I really think this guy wants to be friends with me?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like, I'm a rookie, or I'm a sophomore in the league, and I'm coming in, and I'm just like, yeah, guys will be cool with you and all, but you got to think to yourself at the end of the day, like this person may not have best interest in me, because it comes down to it.
Exactly.
He has a family he has to take care of. He has a livelihood he got to take care of. He got a life too. So, you know, like you got to keep that type of stuff in the back of your mind. I understand you just go with everybody like with ill intentions, because that's never the case. I mean, if you don't want to move like that, that's not always the case. But it's like you got to understand, like, just like this is a job, or this job, it's not even a job, but this game of ball, it is a job. This game of ball takes care of this person's life. It also takes care of mine. So like, it's how you got to go about it.
Hey, that's facts. That's the maturing part of it, man.
I try to tell the younger guys, you don't have to spend all your money. I tell everybody, I've not. The only thing I own to this day is my car.
Right.
That's it. My house is rented. Every place that I lived in and played at has been rented out. Like I never just bought a house and then now I got to get rid of the house because I got to go somewhere and move. Right. I never lived in like some super expensive apartment or some super expensive house or something like that. Like I'm never far from the gym, but at the same time, I had a teammate in Houston who was paying for $3,500 for a 2-bedroom in Midtown Houston.
Dang.
This time I'm paying $1,500 for a 3-story townhouse.
Right, yeah. Right.
And just to live in the part of the city that you live in. Like you're not even paying for your apartment.
Right.
So like this type of ideas, like I don't have like this super expensive car. Now, don't get me wrong, I drive a Porsche, and since I've been in the league, I had a Porsche. But at the same time, I didn't go into it like I'm gonna put $80K cash on my car, buy it off, something like that. Nah, you want to build credit.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You want to build yourself up. And I came straight into the league literally at zero credit. I had nothing.
Right. Nothing at all. Right.
Even in an apartment in Memphis was hard because I had to build up credit. I had to show like, oh, I'm getting money or this money is coming in. So like it's certain things that you want to, that I try to tell the young guys about, or try to help them on certain things. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I got nice stuff. I like to buy nice things too. But at the end of the day, I feel like I don't need it all. If I want it, I don't need it. So I'm not going to get it.
Right. Smart, very smart, man. Once again, talking to Hoosier alum, super high flyer, Trey Williams, man. And I want to talk about your decision to not continue to pursue the NBA. What went into that decision to say, you know what, I'm just going to go over here. I can make this same amount of money over here, tax-free. I'm going to have to sacrifice my time with my family, my time with my kids. A lot of sacrifices go into going to play basketball internationally. What went into that decision, man? Or do you still feel like you got a chance to play in the NBA?
I would say that this, because so since the pandemic happened, I have not played for a team. So I've been out of ball for about almost 2 years, but not 2 years. It was definitely well over a year.
Okay.
And I missed a whole season of basketball. So for me, it is, I need to show that I can still play, because I got what I've done in the NBA, what I've done in the G League has built me a resume with people. People know what I can do. Now it's just, oh, well, can he still do it? And if not, can he do it better? You know what I mean? I'm only, let's say I'm on December 30th, I turned 27. So as of right now, a lot of people, like I was just in the gym with Gerald Green this summer, and he's like, you haven't even hit prime age yet. Like you haven't even hit your prime yet. So me and my agents, it's like, you know what? Let's go over here to Taiwan, build up the confidence and all. Let's build this. Let's get this film. Let's see. Let's let you get back in the shape and the groove of things, of everything. And I'm like, okay, cool, because it's not like, oh, my body is breaking down or anything of the sort. It's just more so I need to build up my confidence and need to know that, like, all right, I still can do this.
Right.
I still got, like, the door for the NBA is still open. Like my uncle Boo is on me. He's like, yo, you need one more year. And he's constantly in my ear. You need one more year and get the NBA pension.
Right.
He's like, I don't care what you do. You need to get that one more year and get this NBA pension.
Right.
So I'm like, understand. Like, I get it, I understand, but like me making this move out here is like, you know what, let's get this film, let's ball, let's meet new people, let's connect, let's do all this, that, and more, and then go from there.
Right. What made you choose that option over the G League option?
I mean, to be honest with you, I done the G League and I wreaked havoc in the G League these past couple of years. So for me, it was the team over here is definitely paying way more money.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna get a lot more attention over here, build a fan base over here and more as well. And it's like, I'm not finna just take the little bit of amount and just be like, you know what, I can, but I don't feel like taking a chance on, you know what, let's do a 10-day. Let's do another 10-day. Let's do another 10-day. It's like, you know, I've been through that process already and I don't want to go through that. So for me, it's, I don't, why not come on this side? Why not go overseas and make more money? Because like I said before, I got kids myself. I got to take care of my kids. I got to take care of I got my own responsibilities. Me playing in the league, it wouldn't, not that it would hurt me, but at the same time, why do that when I got this opportunity?
Right. Hey, that's awesome, man. Have you been able to keep up with the current Hoosiers?
A little bit. Of course, I still follow them on social media. Now, when the last time I caught a game, I do not know.
Oh, okay. Okay. What did you I know you saw the hiring of Mike Woodson, and have you just for your overview of what you saw on social media, what are you thinking about today's Hoosiers so far?
I would say that, I mean, I say they're in a good spot. It's Mike Woodson's first year there. The team is, I mean, of course, like I never went through the process of changing coaches within like my career, but I my career at Indiana, but I can say like I can already tell how well they're connected with the coach, how well they can get along with the coach and all that. And like that right there makes a difference. And that right there is how you can get a player to play his hardest for you.
Right. That's true. That's true. You connected to any of the players via social media or via text message? Do you text back, mentor any of them?
Actually, no. I don't think nobody there now I follow on social media. I can't say that I keep up with though. For sure. I'll say the last one was Green, Danny Green's younger brother. I say that was probably the last year.
Oh, Devontae. Okay, cool. Oh, so what's today? What's home for you? Where's home?
I'm right now, like I said, I'm in Taiwan, but I have a place in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I'm working out with TJ Ford out there. That's what I've been with the whole summer. Like, he's helped me a lot and everything. And I mean, let me see. That's really it for me right now. Yeah.
Okay. What is you starting to think? Sounds like when you're telling the story about choosing to be in international basketball, you starting to think long term. What is long term look like for Troy Williams, man? What you trying to get into?
Well, one thing that's new for me is before coming out here, I had a talk with my financial people, of my family, and more. And I even tried to pick my uncle's brain on like, what did you know what you were going to do after basketball? End of the day, the ball starts rolling for everybody. So it starts bouncing for everybody. So like, what did you do, or did you know what you wanted to do after this? And that's a big part. And I want to say in my life now is that I want to figure out what I want to do after basketball. I have my own clothing brand now with one of my closest friends from Indiana. I did basketball camps before, but of course my uncle and aunt being who they are and the connects they have and everything. Like, what do I want to know what I want to do? And his thing was, he didn't know what he wanted to do, but he had an idea. And for me personally, I'm like, man, I don't even got an idea.
Right.
So I need to figure out what I like, what I want to do, and then I want to go and build off it from there. So I can say, like, for me personally, as I gotten older and I'm doing all these years, and even taking a year off from basketball, it was more so, you're like, you know what? I need to figure out what I want to do. Because the whole time during the pandemic, it was just me just chilling with my kids, or me chilling with my son and watching him grow up and everything else. So like, ball wasn't the main thing on my mind at that point. So like
Right.
for me, man, like going through that experience, it's like, it's a lot more to life than just basketball.
Oh, absolutely. Talk about your clothing line, man. What's the name of it? How you come up with the name and how people can support it?
So all right, so like I said, so me and one of my closest friends, Mike Highball, we came up with this brand name called Grace Made. Of course, growing up or being in Indiana, the only people that I went to Indiana with are like people that I've done this for know that like I used to help everybody, either not everybody, but I used to either help out people on my team when it came to go like getting dressed, like say go somewhere like all this that and my own teammates, some of my teams would come to me like, hey bro, this look good, or like, yo, I need you to put me an outfit together. And then not only that, I used to have females come up to me and ask what they should wear as well. So like for me, getting dressed in fashion has always been a thing. So how I came up with the name Grace Made. So like I said earlier, the guy named Dave Johnson came. And Coach Crean already gave him a rundown of the team. And when he got to me, he was like, Troy don't open up. He don't really connect to people. Like nothing of the sort. Cause to me it was, okay, we got a speaker coming in. I'm gonna listen to him. I'm gonna give him respect. But like when it comes to interacting and all that, I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't react to a lot of people. So when he came, he pulled me to the side and he was like, you have the number 5. So me personally, I was just like, yeah, everybody know I wear number 5. Like, you're not to me. So he was like, and he was like, do you know what that number means? And I was like, nah, like for me, it's a family number. Like number 5, the whole family wore it. My Uncle Boo wore it in school. Like 5 is like, it means more to me. It's sentimental to me. So he was just like, it means grace. And at this time, this is where I went through my situation at Indiana, and I had got suspended those games. Okay. So he was like, by God's grace, you did, like Coach Crean could have sent you away, you could have done all this, that, and more, but he didn't. And he was like, that's by the grace of God. And that number 5 stands for that. And this is around the same time that Rick Ross had came out with Self-Made Man, the album. So me, I just put it together. I put Grace Made together, and I decided to buy Grace Made Man. And I even got it. I even had it tatted on my arm when I got it at Indiana. I had Grace Made Man tatted on me. And then my friend Mike, I told him the story, everything else in the morning. He was always with me and everything. And he was like, man, you know what? He was like, man, that reaches out to me. And literally like a couple of days later, he literally got the same tat as me, the Grace Made Man joint. And then like, you know what? Let's make it up. Like, and then during the pandemic, it was when I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I want to get into something. Right. Yeah. Well, I like fashion. I like putting styles together, putting clothes together and everything else. So he was like, man, let's just make a clothing brand. Like, let's just do that. Like you always talked about, let's just do it. So then that's how we did it. And that's how we came up with it.
Where can people find it? You got a website or you get your person?
We got a website. So as of right now, it's gracemade.com. But of course, I changed it up and spelled it a different way. So just take out the A's and you just got GRCEMDE and then it's .com. So we website and everything else. I'm about to add some more stuff. And then, like I said, me being out here in Taiwan, I'm about to see a whole different style. I'm about to try to connect with people. I want to see different fashion and everything else. A lot of people don't know, but overseas fashion is like really one of the best things in the world when it comes to fashion.
Definitely.
Overseas has like, it's so many different cultures and everything else. You see different colors put it together. You see different styles, different everything. That it's like, man, I would want to bring this to the States. Like I want people back home to see like what I see. I want people back home to get a different feel for this industry in this world.
Dope, man. Dope. It sounds like you already found your second calling, man. Getting to the world of fashion. That sounds very easy to me. Like if that's what people come to you for, and you got a gift, you're supposed to live through that gift. And our first gift is basketball. Second gift, fashion, man. So to push that, man, as far as you can push it all the way through, man. I want to say thank you, man. I appreciate your time. I know it's late over there. What time is it over there? About 3 a.m?
I think about 2 a.m. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. right now.
2 a.m, man. So I know you quarantining, but you seem lively, seem healthy, man. And I want to wish you the best out there and then continue to enjoy that journey, man. Like I love the way listening to you saying how you're going to embrace, being over there, embrace the culture, look for, fans and embrace your fans, create a whole different fan base, man. And that's what branding is all about. So it sounds like you're kind of moving into that mode of branding the Troy Williams brand, man. So I want to wish you the best with that. And thank you for being, one of the best, the most exciting players ever to wear an Indiana Hoosier jersey, man. Everybody remembers all the magnificent dunks that you had and the winning and just the impact on games that you had, shot blocking, running the floor, defending. You did a little bit of everything, man. And you would have been up there in that 1,800 point club if you would have stayed 4 years. So we know that. And continue to keep your love for Indiana basketball. And that's what I'll leave you, man. What did playing for Indiana basketball mean to you?
Well, first of all, thank you as well. And also thank you for bringing me up here. But Indiana basketball is so much more than when I first came in. Like I said, me being an East Coast kid from Virginia, we hear about the West Coast, we hear about the East Coast, we even hear about the South. We hear very little about the Midwest.
Right.
So even people's like, what is Indiana? What does Indiana have? Like, man, Indiana #1 at this point. Like, we was #1 for 13 weeks before I even got there. So, like, you don't even. But I mean, Indiana basketball it plays such a huge role in my life, and it still does to this day. Just being from there, being alumni from there, and then just sharing all those moments and meeting all those people, and like just knowing that without me even going there, I wouldn't have met the people that I met to this day. Like, without a doubt, even me being still cool with Victor Oladipo and people of that nature, like I never would have experienced that. I experienced these experiences unless I went to Indiana, and I greatly much appreciate my time at Indiana for all the memories and more.
And we appreciated you, man. And that's it for us, man. House of Hoosier podcast, Troy Williams. Good luck in Taiwan, man. And thank you for taking time to join the House of Hoosier podcast.
Thank you.